Hey everyone, I'm McDowell here with another YouTube video. Just want to wish everyone a happy new year. Hope everyone's doing okay on the very last day of New Year's, and hope everyone's doing just fine after all the winter storm. I know we got a lot more coming, especially off the West Coast. So anyone who's living on the West Coast, I hope everything works out good for you because you got some heavy rain and flash floods. I hope you get it. Be prepared, get out, get safe, and hope everything works out for you. And I like to say also that what have we went through all this year? We went through a lot this year, from health problems to financial problems to weather problems, to all kinds of different problems. The thing is, this year is over now, so therefore we're gonna have to look into the next year and hope everything works out just fine. That's all you can do, just be optimistic, brush yourself off, and keep moving forward. A shout out to my cousin Henry, who's been going through surgery, and apparently he got some health problems. Henry, I'm sorry for not getting with you. I hope you're doing just fine, at least being comfortable and all that. And anyone from the McDowell family wish also on Facebook wish Henry a speedy recovery. God bless Henry. I hope you pull through. So what we went through this year is a lot of trouble, and just want to say that we got a lot to work with next year. We got our country to work with. We got our finances to work with. Is the thing is that we're going to be expecting a big rise, more of a rise. I know that's not being optimistic, but we are going to have a big rise in prices and all that because a big omnibus bill, a $1.7 billion omnibus bill for stuff that we really don't need. And the thing is, the stuff that you need to pay attention whenever you go vote or whenever you vote for your politicians, talk to your representatives. You make sure that everything is actually in the package and you see what they're actually voting for and what's actually on the ticket. Remember, anything that the politicians try to pass, remember, it is money being taken out of your taxes every year. So I like to say, be careful with who you vote for and all that. As for entertainment, is that entertainment has been going down real bad. I mean, a lot of preaching and socialist commentary and all that. The thing is that we're not. The thing is, I think some of it's actually getting towards a lot of people. We do not want to be lectured about what's going on in the real world. The movie world is where we want to be entertained. And I see a lot of entertainment on YouTube, a lot more than in the movies. Why? Because you got real good good content YouTubers that really put in a lot of work, a lot of hustle, and a lot of time. Partially is mostly mostly is actually is their life. And hopefully at one point when I get past all the researching and all that, I'll try to see if I can get into it as well. But also try to hold a mundane job because you gotta find something to pay your bills with another talent that you're trying to work for too. And also as for my new club, the Knights of Michigan, if you can't see the Knights of Michigan poster, that hopefully I might actually pick up too. The only reason why it's been on the hold lately is because everyone is still afraid of the pandemic. It ain't much you can do about it. Just gotta try to keep rolling with the punches. So that's all you can do. Now the reason why with the Knights of Michigan because I'm trying to get my community back up and running again. I also have talked to a excuse me a low drainage. I also been talking to some of my co-workers about trying to get the city back up and running. How is it going to be able to work out? I don't know. The thing is that you just gotta learn to actually learn to take risks and try to stand what is right. Education for kids. Kids gonna be able to grow up and with both their parents, not just with one, with both their parents, and learn how to live successful lives, especially in the real world. And that's one thing that education don't teach. It don't exactly teach you about everything in the real world. Like the one thing I learned from Newmax News is that a lot of high companies like GM, Apple, Microsoft, those are just some big ones. They're basically withdrawing their applications for anyone who has a college diploma. Why is that? Because the thing is, they're not getting that real world experience about how it is to actually work in the actual job, at a day job. And the thing is that at some point I can relate because when I went to school, I only went to a junior college, so it was a community college, but I had to do it for 4 years because they basically took all my I took all my general education and crammed it with all my degree. So I had to retake some of the general education classes again, and then also still fail. And I'm going, why am I still failing these general education? I went through this before. Apparently, is that because education only just to give you the general educational curriculum, it does not teach you how to apply it into the real world. But eventually, after 4 years, I actually did get my associate degree in robotics, my certificate in robotics, and also my PLC programming certificate as well. So the thing is, it's all about the hard work you try to go for, but the problem is the education system, however, needs to change to when it's actually educating the real world message and not just the political or social message. The thing is, that's what education is supposed to do. And the one thing they took out the most was shop class. Shop class, at home economics, range shooting. And at one point, schools were actually had their own range shooting where kids go out and actually shoot the rifles during the 1950s. You gotta remember, this is just right after the Second World War. Kids were still trying to become strong, especially boys. They become strong so they actually get enlisted in the military. Then you had the Korean War that lasted for about 3 years. You had people actually went off and fighting, but it only lasted for 3 years because there wasn't much of a big enemy except probably for Russia with the Cold War. But education had really gone downhill. I want to say probably for the last 50 years because they had not really educating much people throughout in the last 50 years because they mostly were all about social commentary and all that and political commentary. No real world experience other than that. So, and the one thing that getting back to me, that I graduated in 2010 from Oakland Community College, Auburn Hills campus. But for almost a year and a half, I still was unemployed because I wasn't getting no offer from any other companies because they wanted experience, not education, experience. Now, sure, I got lucky because about a year and a half, I got a call from Southfield. They wanted me to come work for them because they love my education. Now, that's just one out of what 15 companies I tried to apply for. Only 7 I could actually get in for an interview, and I want to say the other 8 I had to turn down because they were too far away. I didn't have enough gas money to even go for those higher out of the city, out of county jobs because they had enough money to even get to the interview. at one point, at one point, I got so nervous at the interview, I even locked my keys in the car in the middle of the rain. So I had to call my mother to try to have unlock my car in the middle of the rain, and I still didn't get the job because I needed still someone to get 10 years of experience, and I was basically bummed out. I mean, that's just how you get when you get that rejection, where it's from a girl or where it's from HR department, you still are going to feel that form of depression and rejection. But the thing is, the more and more I kind of be more optimistic. My great uncle Jack McDowell always had faith in me. By the time, because my dad already left me, my sensei, of course, he had his own job, which was the only guy in sheriff department. So the thing is, I'm going, well, how am I to get this? And my great uncle Jack, had faith in me. And about a week after he died in 2012, that's when I got a call from Southfield and got the job there and worked there for about almost for 6 years. So the thing is that sometimes opportunity does come when you least expect it. But you gotta you gotta still be optimistic, whether it be that really cute girl you're going after, and regardless if you have the money, if you don't have the money, the thing is, common sense is like this: is the woman actually going for your money, or is she going for your character? Now, if a man turned down a woman because she didn't like her, you will basically be labeled as a misogynist. But the thing is, success, regardless of relationships, it all comes down to you. And that's how it should be. So the thing is, if you're a YouTuber and you're doing this for a living, I mean, God bless you. I hope you're doing just fine with it. The problem is, though, if you don't have a solid mundane job to even keep up with the bills, regardless if you live with your parents or not, ergo. But the thing is, regardless if you do live with your parents or not, it's best to try to get your own. Try to save, to try to build up your own car, your own home, and all that. I got myself a brand new Jeep. Of course, I needed some help with the payments, but the thing is, we was able to come together and actually buy the car. So, love his family is one thing, but being sheltered too much, of course, can't say for myself a little bit. That can actually have some dangerous consequences. You're not to actually get to meet people, and that's one of the bad things. Is but also one of the things is that you can't always be scared to actually meet people or even go say hi to a girl, regardless if you don't have enough money on your hand. But always try to brush it off. Always brush off the rejection, just so at least you get the encouragement to even go talk to a girl. And I still do, but like I say, we're in this time and area where every single men that women meet who are not either a criminal or a rich man are either a Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, or any kind of creep. I mean, they're all labeled as creeps all the time, and that's not necessarily true. Just because a man says hello to a girl does not mean, ladies, does not mean that he is a Harvey Weinstein or anything like that. No. And just because a guy is good looking and can get any girl on his arm does not mean he's a good person. The thing is, if he has, like, say, 5 women, he'll just brush you off too if you're just a down to earth woman. And that's one thing I like more about the down to earth women, less than the bimbos who basically sell themselves over all old fans. I don't even go to that site because it's too one, number one, it's too expensive, and second, is not moral. So that's one thing I learned over this whole year is that you don't try to use social media to try to sell your desires. You try to sell it to make content, and that's what YouTube should be about. Is about making content. But just because your views can sometimes get tied into it does not mean that everyone's going to listen to you. So the thing is, you got to take that with a pinch of salt. So that's one bit of a year of reflection. I want to title this video as a year of reflection. We all gone through. We all made mistakes. We all had successes. The thing is, we just gotta keep our values and our morals together and try to come together as one country and almost as one family. Sure, we're going to be dysfunctional. We're going to disagree and all that. I mean, just because we're all in shape does not mean we can just go out and go to the gym. Yes, you can. I would suggest not try Planet Fitness though. You'll get tied in. You ask anyone who goes to Planet Fitness, they'll tell you about all the different contracts that's inside there. So the thing is, it's up to you. It's your money, but just do your research, and that's what I probably would say. Is just do your research on when it comes to politicians, movies, or even going to the gym. Do your research, and that's all I could probably say for that. So this is Albert McDowell. Wish you all a happy new year, and I'll see you next time.